No one expected fireworks when Prince Harry appeared on the Kelly Clarkson Show for what was billed as a casual, heartfelt conversation about fatherhood, mental health, and his new philanthropic initiatives. The Duke of Sussex has been making rounds to promote his upcoming documentary focused on veterans and global service. Kelly Clarkson, known for her warm, friendly tone with guests, welcomed him with her signature smile, and the opening few minutes of their exchange were pleasant enough. They spoke about parenting challenges, funny toddler moments, and Harry even shared a lighthearted anecdote about changing diapers in royal palaces. But as the discussion turned toward his controversial exit from the royal family and the revelations in his memoir, the mood took a dramatic turn. Kelly, known for being honest and occasionally blunt, asked a question that would ignite one of the most uncomfortable moments in daytime television history. Do you think your decision to air royal family issues publicly has hurt more people than it helped? Asterisk. There was a long pause. Harry's expression changed, tightening subtly as he leaned back slightly in his chair. His answer began diplomatically, reiterating that his goal was to speak his truth, not to cause harm. But Kelly didn't let go. But what about the Queen? Your brother, your father, she asked. Do you ever feel like, in trying to heal yourself, you wounded an institution and the people in it? Audience members, sensing tension, shifted in their seats. Harry's response this time was firmer. The truth is often uncomfortable. And silence in the face of abuse isn't noble, it's enabling. That should have been the end of it. But Kelly pressed again, referencing Meghan Markle's interviews and saying, sometimes it feels like this went from a story of survival to a campaign of blame. It was at that point that the tone shifted from uncomfortable to outright confrontational. With Harry visibly agitated and the friendly set atmosphere all but evaporated, asterisk Prince Harry, no stranger to public criticism, tried to remain composed. When someone spends years suffering in silence and finally speaks out, he said, you don't get to critique the volume of their voice. The line drew mixed reactions. Some in the audience clapped while others remained silent, unsure how to feel. But Kelly Clarkson, maintaining her composure, replied, I'm not criticizing your voice, I'm questioning your aim. The room went icy. What had started as a celebrity guest interview now resembled a tense political debate. Harry's jaw clenched. He looked toward the producers off camera, clearly frustrated. I thought this was meant to be a conversation, he said, not an interrogation. Kelly, cool but sharp, answered, honest conversations are sometimes uncomfortable. Isn't that what you've said in your book? That's when Harry, removing his microphone mid-sentence, said under his breath, this is ridiculous, and stood up, startling the crew and shocking the audience. Asterisk cameras caught every second as Prince Harry walked off stage, murmuring something inaudible to a producer who tried to calm him down. The show abruptly went to commercial, and when it returned, Kelly was sitting alone, clearly trying to recalibrate the moment. We had an unexpected interruption, she said, but we're going to keep the show moving. Her tone was professional, but it was clear even she was rattled. Social media, however, was anything but composed. Within minutes, video clips of Harry walking off the set began circulating on every platform imaginable. Hashtags like hashtag Harry walks out and hashtag Kelly vs Harry shot to the top of trending charts. Pundits and royal watchers weighed in immediately, some defending Harry's actions, while others criticized what they called a royal meltdown on American television. The incident sparked an instant and fierce debate online, and the Kelly Clarkson Show, known more for laughs and songs than drama, had suddenly become the center of a media firestorm. Asterisk in the hours following the walk-off, conflicting statements began surfacing. A representative from Harry's team claimed that the interview veered into unexpectedly aggressive territory and had not been part of the agreed-upon subject matter. Meanwhile, sources from NBC quietly pushed back, suggesting that nothing Kelly asked was off-limits or malicious, just direct. Kelly asked tough but fair questions. One producer reportedly said, this wasn't a trap. It was supposed to be honest. Celebrities and media personalities started choosing sides. Some praised Kelly for holding Harry accountable for his public choices, while others slammed her for turning a guest interview into a confrontation. Meghan Markle, according to insiders, was furious. Not just with the interview, but with how the media framed Harry as unstable. He walked out to protect his dignity, a source close to her said. But public sentiment remained divided. The video kept replaying across morning shows, cable news, and even international outlets. Asterisk, meanwhile, Kelly Clarkson took to social media that evening to issue a carefully crafted statement. I have great respect for Prince Harry and the journey he's been on. My questions were intended to understand, not provoke. I wish him and his family peace and healing. The post garnered hundreds of thousands of comments, many of them supportive, but others questioning whether a simple statement could undo the magnitude of what had aired. Harry remained silent for 48 hours, creating a media vacuum filled with speculation. Was he okay? Was Meghan pushing for legal action? Was this the end of his media appearances? Eventually, a spokesperson for Archewell Foundation said Harry was taking time to reflect and would continue speaking on issues of mental health, but only in environments that respect boundaries. That sentence alone reignited the debate. Had the Kelly Clarkson Show crossed a line, or had Harry simply cracked under pressure? Asterisk behind the scenes, NBC executives reportedly held emergency meetings. The network was thrilled with the ratings spike, but worried about long-term reputational impact. Kelly, a seasoned performer and empathetic interviewer, had never before been accused of ambushing a guest. But some felt the royal drama was just too explosive for a daytime platform known for positivity in music. Rumors swirled about whether Harry's team would demand the episode be pulled from streaming, or whether NBC would issue a follow-up statement. At the same time, ticket holders for upcoming tapings of the show received notices that scheduled celebrity guests would now be given veto power over certain questions. Clear reaction to the uproar. The moment had changed things, not just for Harry and Kelly, but for how daytime television handles celebrity vulnerability in the age of brutal transparency and instant digital backlash. Asterisk's public reaction continued to polarize. Mental health advocates came to Harry's defense, reminding the world that trauma doesn't vanish with time or fame. They argued that relentless media dissection, whether British tabloids or American talk shows, keeps old wounds open. Others, however, insisted that if Harry chooses to speak publicly, he must be prepared for scrutiny. Editorials in major outlets, like the New York Times and The Guardian, ran opposing takes, with headlines such as "Harry deserved respect, not interrogation," and "Royals aren't immune to accountability." Online, the debate turned even more personal. Fans clashed in comment sections, arguing over whether this was a moment of courage or a royal tantrum. One trending post read, "When you ask the world to listen to your truth, you have to be ready for people to ask why." But sentiment captured the complexity of the entire debacle. There were no easy villains, just layers of hurt, pride, and the high stakes of public healing. Asterisk, in the weeks that followed, both Kelly Clarkson and Prince Harry returned to their respective lives, but the moment lingered. Kelly's show saw a spike in ratings, but also a drop in approval among some demographics. Harry, meanwhile, postponed a few appearances and was spotted attending therapy-focused retreats in California. Meghan continued with solo engagements, carefully avoiding media that might stir more drama. Still, the conversation ignited by the clash refused to die. Talk shows began reevaluating how they handle controversial figures. PR firms started crafting new protocols for clients with emotional histories, by everyday people especially. Men found themselves discussing the complexities of vulnerability in the spotlight. Harry, perhaps unknowingly, had started a cultural dialogue, not just about royalty or family feuds, but about how safe even the most powerful feel when speaking their truth on someone else's stage. Asterisk, ultimately, the clash between Prince Harry and Kelly Clarkson will be remembered not just as a TV moment, but as a cultural turning point. It revealed the fragile intersection between personal truth and public expectation, especially when the subject is royalty redefined. For Harry, it was a reminder that even in America, where he sought peace and freedom, the spotlight comes with its own traps. For Kelly, it was a lesson in how quickly warmth can be interpreted as confrontation. But for the world, It was a window into the emotional toll of living life on camera, where one question, one answer, one exit can spiral into a global event. In walking off, Harry didn't just end an interview, he reignited a conversation about boundaries, trauma, and the cost of honesty when the world is always watching.